Now that we're ready to install the manifold, let's prepare that. This is your second or two-tier manifold. This is where the two 4925 plus HCs will be installed. But first we have to assemble it. The first thing you're going to want to do is from the back with your thumbs, push out the clips that have an open port. Lay those clips aside. And then you're going to pick up your serial port. Now, before you do your serial port installation, you're going to want to know a couple of things. One, what we're about to do is we're about to install this from left to right when facing the unit. You can assemble this from right to left when facing the unit and looking at it by simply removing this clip and this fitting, this clip and this fitting, and I'm going to show you how to flip that after we assemble it from left to right. Just you want to be the opposite. So we're going to show you both ways. Right now, I'm going to install the serial port so that it's left to right. How do we do that? We look at this serial port, and on this serial port are some etchings. In this case, it shows you flow. The flow here goes from the outlet at the top down and back to an inlet on the bottom. The proper way to rotate this is to rotate it this way when we're going to do a right to left. This flow rate is left to right. This flow rate is right to left. Please note that when we flip it, this bottom clip is now facing the back. You're going to need to pull the pen and bring it around to the front. Now, it's good to have a screwdriver, but in this case, you can take these clips, and this flat clip works really good by getting it in there, and you can use it as a tool to pull this clip out. If you don't have a screwdriver, but I know all of you will. You would simply just take this clip from the back and push it to the front. It's that simple. Now, since I'm doing a left to right, we're going to go ahead and flip this back around, and we're going to reinstall this clip. Let's continue. Now, as we get going into the assembly, we want you to remember one thing that's really important about our product. Inlet is always on the bottom, and outlet will always be on the top. Whether it's left to right or right to left, outlet on top, inlet on bottom. So let's now go ahead and assemble, because we're doing left to right, the serial port in its proper configuration. You want to make sure that you go and you have pulled the two clips in the blank spaces, push the serial port in very tightly, take your clips and insert them. If your clip does not go in easy, just simply push on the fitting harder to seat it into the hole. Push the clip in and it should lock in. Now you've properly installed it on one side. Now we have to continue to install the pre-filter head, which is here. So in order to do that, you have two open ports. We need to remove those two clips as well. Now we're going to go ahead and push it into the serial port, creating a left to right application. Again, push it in solid, take your clips, and install by simply pushing with your thumbs. Again, if they don't go in super easy, just push harder on your manifold to get it to seat properly to the serial port. You see how easy that goes in, and they should click. This is your proper left to right. Inlet on the bottom, outlet on the top. Please note that this fitting, this needle valve, is in the open position. You're going to want to close it. This is here for two reasons. One, wonderfully enough, a plumber had asked the question about could we use this as a feed to an ice maker in a garage? The answer is yes. This fitting is filtered water. It is simply a push fit fitting. Sorry, push fit. You know what I mean. It's a John guess. You're just going to push it in and insert the tube. It will not remove. In order to remove this tube, simply push down the fitting and it releases. Again, you can install this tube at any time before you add water. Make sure you have a bucket handy and you can certainly run some water through it to get some dust. Other than that, it's only what it's used for. You don't need to leave this with the client. You can literally toss it if you like. Just always make sure that this port is left in the closed position. Now what we're going to do is we're going to install it in the opposite way, right to left, just to show you what that looks like.